What I'd like to do with you is we're going to do a lot of techniques, and it's going to be the techniques from short form 3. I'd like to look mainly at the form itself and the way it's supposed to be done. Well, before I go on, not how it is supposed to be done, but how I like it seen, which is not the same. I'm going to tell you what I look at if I look at a form. For instance, if I'm in a tournament and I'm a judge, then that is what I'm looking for. That does not mean that the other judge is looking for the same thing, of course, because we don't have set requirements for the forms like they have in athletics competition. They have written out exactly by the millimeter what you need to do. And if you divert from that, that'll cost you points. We don't have that. Let's see that as a good thing. We can do our own interpretation, but the bad thing about that is that you never know what the judge is going to think. Unless I am the judge, because now I'm going to tell you. In short form 3. So let's start by everybody who knows short form 3. Let's do short form 3, just a quick rehearsal, and after that we're going to start with technique number 1. Here we go, short form number 3. Okay, very well everybody. The ones that know it, David doesn't know it yet, never mind. He's practicing roundhouse kicks, which is very useful as well. First technique of short form 3. What I see when I'm in that judge's seat, I see people going something like that. But if you do that, what I like to see is that you understand what you're doing. And if you're doing this, then that is against an attacker who comes in from the side and tries to grab you. Because here is his nose and there is his stomach. Which of course is not the case. They're on the same line. Yes? So if you go forward, you need to be able to make sure those fists are straight on top of each other. We'll show that. From here, if I'm grabbed, I go forward. This one's on the nose, this one's on the diaphragm. So let's do that. From here, we close up for the form and we step forward in neutral bow with both fists above each other. And if you look at the side, the fists are also above each other because your nose is kind of in the same plane as your stomach. But for me it's a little different. You could do something like this because of the belly. But it's not supposed to be this. Who's got a nose that big? Nobody has. So make sure if you do that form that those fists are above each other. And they need to be timed. Another thing, for competition purposes there needs to be a certain speed in the form. But if you go to the form, and I'll do it sideways so you can see it. This punch at the nose, that's okay. But if you are going to punch me in the stomach, I'm not going to feel that. So you need mass behind it. Mass and speed both at the same time. So if you step forward, make sure it's both there. Nose height, diaphragm height, 2 punches. One more time, step. Okay. Then next move. From here, I see a lot of very elegant snake type of moves. If I try to do that, these arms are here. If I hit her and the arms are there, it's not going to happen. What I need is for my left hand to strike downward, my right hand strikes inward, and to make sure they're out, they're loosened, my left hand makes an outer block. Now I'm rid of the arms and I can start poking. But with the elegant thing, maybe it looks nice, well probably not if I'm doing it, but it looks elegant, but it's not going to work. So if I look at that form and I want to make sure, I want to see that someone understands what he's doing, it's from here. So block, get rid of the arms, and then poke. And from this is a forward bow stance in that direction, because that turns my shoulder in the direction of the target. And I've made a turn. And if I turn this way, I can also turn back for the punch. So I can use the torque of my body. So technique number 1, step forward, block, block. Get rid of the arms, poke, and punch while turning. And I'm in a horse stance now. Horse stance towards the diagonal. One more time. Step forward, in, down, out, poke. You see that in the poke, after this one, in the poke there's no body movement. Body movement is meant to give power to a strike, to add mass to it. But how much mass do you need if you're poking someone in the eye? You don't need it there. The only thing you need there is speed, no actual power. Because if you do this very powerful, you're going to break your fingers. You don't want to do that too powerful. But you do want to do it fast, because if you're going too slow, then someone will see. They will turn away their head or they close their eyes, and I want to be in those eyes. And then this one needs power again, so we use torque. Yes? Okay. So from destructive twins, we've got this move here, which is an isolation. We're going to a cat stance, flip up someone's glasses, put your thumbs in their eyes. Well, that's just an isolation. So I'm not going to spend too much time doing that. Then we go to crashing wings, and I'm going to show you the way I see a lot of people do this technique. We go from here and we go there. But if you look closely, what happened if I had to text me with this technique? First, I got this, and then I go that way. But I never step behind her. If I do this technique, I do need to go all this way, to go behind her, and then turn. Don't forget to make the turn with your leg. You step behind. One more time, please. All the way here. Close cat stance, this is called. That's the reason it's in the book. There's a close cat stance, which means my foot is a lot closer to my other foot than in a normal cat stance. And then I go for forward bow, and from this forward bow I turn to the other forward bow. And that's all there's to it. If you switch from one forward bow into the next, it gives you a great deal of stability and much easier to throw the opponent on the floor. So don't forget to really circle around the leg before you step behind it and make the throw. There's one thing I forgot even before that. We're here, so we tend to, from up here, go this way. She's never going to feel that, because if I come from here and I go there, I'm hitting with my triceps. And I don't want to hit with my triceps, I want to hit with my elbows. So from here I drop my arms, go this way. Now I've hit, I did the strike with the tips of my elbows, which is a lot more effective, a little lower. From here, down and in. So make sure you hit with the tips of the elbows. The reason I'm moving these a little lower, because if it's this high, I'm never going to be able to do that. And I don't need to. Why don't I need to? Because for this situation, we've got a different technique. Crashing wings is for a low grab. A low grab so my elbows can hit this. So from here I go down, and now she might even feel a little strike here with the tips of my elbows. Then I circle around and I go to forward bow. There's another reason why I use a forward bow and not a horse stance. I see a lot of horse stances here. If I go to horse stance, now I'm in an awkward position and she's not. If I go to forward bow from here, now she's in an awkward position and I'm not. And this is what I want. I want to have her off balance in this stage already. And from here I only have to turn to my other forward bow. In the meantime, give an elbow and a strike. There she goes. Yes? So, to recap that, strike with the tips of the elbows. Make sure you circle the leg, forward bow, in that direction. I'm watching that direction. I know she's there, I don't have to look there. And from here I switch to forward bow with an elbow against the chin and a hammer against the floating ribs or somewhere I can reach. Yes? So there we are. Crescent wings, forward bow, forward bow. Ready for the next technique? We go to twirling wings. Twirling wings, as if there's someone from that direction, that diagonal, who's grabbing me by the neck. It's a chokehold. From here, I go up, elbow, up, elbow. Most people that do this in form, and it could be something about aesthetics, because if we're here, we go to the, or we go, some people use a cat stance in between. I usually don't. From here I go straight into that one, but there's nothing wrong with cat stance first and block elbow. But from here, if we go block elbow, if we would actually do that. So I go from here, I do block elbow and now I go elbow. And I walk with my face straight into her elbow. That's where the other hand comes in. So if I'm here, I've done this, I'm going for block, check, and block underneath. So the check is here, the weighted straight check on top of the arms, and elbow comes underneath. Because I don't want this elbow to end up in my face. But most people that do the form, and I do have to admit that sometimes if I look at myself on video, I'm doing it too, but I think it's wrong. So from here, we go this way, and we don't go that way, but we go, this one goes there, or, excuse me, this is the block, this is the elbow becomes the check, and the other hand becomes the elbow. Yes? So, from here, join me please, either you do first the cat stance, and then the step, or you step straight in, but anyway, it's a block. And in the form we do a vertical block, while in the technique we do more of a diagonal upward block. It's not really an upward block, it's a diagonal block. Extended upward block maybe even. With an elbow. Check, elbow. The step is there as well for the form, of course. In the technique we don't do that step. Okay, from here we move on. I'm giving you a lot of information. I would be very surprised if after this hour you will have remembered all of that. It's probably not going to happen. Doesn't matter. I'm filming it on video camera as well. I'm putting this on our YouTube channel, and I'll send Frank the link so everybody can watch it again if you like. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Okay. So from here, where were we? We were at a check, and an elbow. And we're going to circling wing. From here to circling wing. If I go this way to circling wing, and I don't do anything with my legs, I'm going to end up in a weird kind of twist stance. I don't know if you can see that on the screen because it's we're a little far away. But if you end up in a twist stance, you can create power. And we need power there because there's still someone grabbing us. And she's probably pulling at me. And she's trying to bring me down. And in all that, I need to go in my twist stance to strike. That's not a good idea. So, from here, if I move on from this position to the turn, I use my front leg to adjust my stance a little bit. So I'm in forward bow here, which is much more stable than my twist stance, of course. So from that position we move to forward bow. And while we're at it, if we are here, we move to that one. Don't use 2 counts, but use 1 count. So there's not 1, 2, but there's only 1. What I try to do from that turn, I turn and I strike On count 1 I strike with my left hand. And in between, from here to there, I also do that arm. But the arm hasn't got a count of its own. It's inside the move. From here we move to there. For several reasons, I want this to be the power strike. So I want this to be at the end of my turn and not the check. I'm checking the arm and I'm striking. In the form we do an eye poke, and in the technique we should do an eye poke as well, but it turned out to be a little dangerous. So that's why we often do palm heel there. But it is actually an eye poke. And you want that to be fast. Same as the eye poke at the end of, was it again, Destructive Twins? You want it to be fast because otherwise someone will turn away their head if you're not fast. So from that position, we go straight in to the eye. From there we hook, and while we hook, we turn. This is why, another reason why we're in forward bow, because from forward bow we can make a slight turn to neutral bow. So we hook the arm, and we use that turn. And then we use another turn to reverse bow. I'm talking away from the camera. I hope you can still hear me. That way. So if I do that with my favorite attacker, from here, we got that one. You see I'm in a forward bow now. If I strike this one down with a hook, the face comes forward. And from here, if I go to reverse bow now, we got another power strike there. This brings us to the reverse bow. Okay, if we are in neutral for this one, and we go to reverse bow. There's another thing about being elegant. Some people look very elegant if they do this. But if I do that, you can see where my fist is going. It's going nowhere. Because at the same pace, my fist is going forward, my shoulder is going backward. So in space, my fist is not doing anything. So from this one, don't move away, but move towards. I'm going to step a little bit back so you can see my feet. If my feet do this, my mass is moving towards the target, which is what I need. From here, I go to there. You see my shoulders are moving away, then moving with my feet towards the target, and I can hit it a lot harder. So, where were we again? We were here. We move that one, this one, and there. Yes? So use those stance changes from forward to neutral to reverse bow, all to create power in your strikes. Then we are, let me think, where are we again? We're here. We go to crossing talon. Crossing talon, my arm is grab. In the form, we grab our own arm, just for the show. We grab our own arm, we grab, and we go that way. I'll show you in front of the camera. My arm is grabbed. I'll grab my own arm. I'll go this way. That is also for aesthetic reasons. They designed this form because otherwise no one would understand what we're doing here. So you're grabbing and you can see that that's the move that we're making. So, where was I again? I was there. The arm gets grabbed. I'll go this way. Let's change directions on that one for a minute. From here I go that way. Elbow. Move straight in. Don't make it too high. This is specifically for the technique itself, not so much the form, but for the technique. Don't go here. Because this arm is comfortably far away from my face, and I like it to stay that way. Because if I go up and she lets go, she's way too close to my face. I want to have her here. You see, the arm never came up, because every time it goes up, it comes closer to my face, and I don't want that. And this gives her much more time to react as well, actually, for an elbow or for the fist. If I step straight in and keep the arm where it is, she's probably, this is about the time she realizes herself something went wrong. And that's about the time I want it, because now I've got control. And we go for the elbow, the strike, pull up, push down, elbow. So make sure you make those moves correctly. Yeah? Okay, we're going to stay in this direction because otherwise you won't see anything. If we do that in the form, let's do that in the form where what we again, we were here. Reverse bow, down. The arm is grabbed, I'm going to do it this way. My arm is grabbed, I step, same height, elbow, palm heel, claw, pull up, push down, overheading with elbow. Then we get to another very interesting part of the technique, scraping hoof. Do something. Scraping hoof. So if we are from here, we're there, we're going for scraping hoof. Scraping hoof. It's a full Nelson, downward. And this is what I seal up with a nice stomp at the end. Okay, my first kick, where does it go? First kick goes to the knee. That's my knee. If there is one position on the entire earth where his knee is not going to be, it's here, because my knee is there. So his is not. So if I kick here, I'm never going to kick him. No, he's there. He's behind me. Look at this one. There, that's where his knee is. Right behind me. Same for the other one. It's not where my knee was just a second ago. It's behind me. And then the stump. If I stump here, that's the position my foot was a second ago. His foot is not there. His foot is there. So behind me, behind me, behind me, and back. That's the way I like scraping hoof to be done. So if I'm here, I'm going down, and I'll first show the wrong way. Didn't hit anything. This way, from here, knee, foot. Yeah. Keep your foot there. Oh, you're not seeing my feet. Tell me. Thanks, buddy. From here, knee, foot, and back. One, foot, and back. So don't stomp in the position your foot was a second ago, because that's not where he's going to be. So from here, and back. That was scraping hoof. We go to fatal cross. Fatal cross is a technique. It's a what if for hooking wings. I'm here. I'm taking away those arms, and I would prefer to do hooking wings. Why not use a kick from here? But she's too close already. I didn't see her coming. She was here already. We were in a busy bar. Hard to think of it these days, but a busy bar. She's very close to me, and suddenly she comes in. I'm here. I can't do the kick. I can't do the low punches. Straight in. This is a very short move. Not all the way here. If I have time to go all the way here before I do that, I have also got enough space to go for hooking wings. But it's not. She's too close. So I use this very shortly. The moment I touch her arms is the same moment I'm going in. And from this, she comes forward. And I catch her here. And I poke in the eyes. These are to the sides of the head. These are pokes in the eyes. If you do that this way, you're fighting a T-Rex or something. Something with a head at least this big. So make sure that if you hit here, this is at someone's face. It's nice and small, and it's at the same height as your own face. And the pokes are at the same height. Not like this. I don't know if you can see that. If you can see that. This is someone you don't want to strike. His eyes are like that. They're both at the same height, and they're very close together. If you ask an average person, how far do you think a human's eyes are apart? They're going to say something like this. No, my entire head fits in between that. My eyes are this close to each other. So don't do that. Yes. The hands are together. This is about the width we want. So look for that. Check on your own eyes. How far are they really apart? They're a lot closer than you think. There's only your nose in between. Yes? Okay. So from this one, very close to there. That was fatal cross. Fatal cross. Let's do the form from the beginning. We're going to do it slow, but we're going to try and do everything we just talked about. Let's see. Here we go. From the beginning. Yeah? Okay. One more time from the beginning. Let's see how much we can reproduce. Okay, so there we are, fatal cross. We go to grip of death. Grip of death. So from this move here, we step forward, someone's hanging around our necks, and we go. It's actually the left side of grip of death. From here, over the shoulder, under the neck, anchor the elbow, and from anchoring the elbow, we turn. There's another turn from not forward bow to forward bow this time, but from closed kneel to closed kneel. Because we're down, so we're having a closed kneel, grab him, closed kneel. Yeah? That's another important thing, because if you make that move, make sure this hand doesn't go all the way here, because now again I've moved my arm through the attacker's body. I can't do that from here. I've got to over the top of the shoulder, under the chin, pull back and push. So if she does that with me, from here, over the top of the shoulder, under the chin, anchor the elbow to there. The anchoring the elbow is an important one, because if you pull back in this technique, if you pull back on that technique, if I go here and I pull back, she can walk away from it. Why can she not walk away from it if I do it differently? Let's change the angle a little bit now. We're going with our backs to you know, from here. If my arm goes down, she can't walk back because my elbow's there. And I'm a lot stronger as well, so I can pull her down. I don't even have to do anything anymore. I can just go this way and she will fall. But she cannot walk back because my elbow is behind her shoulder. If you pull back, she's just going to walk out of the grip. So, make sure you take an account that the body is here, over the shoulder, under the chin, anchor the elbow, and go. From here, next one. For the form's sake, normally you wouldn't do your arm, put your arm on your back yourself, of course, but for sake of the form, you put the arm there, and there we go. For locked wing, elbow, claw, circle the arm, and go this way. Okay. Don't forget to circle the arm again. Don't go from the claw straight to this one, because then you haven't got the arm. Lock wing. Oh, a little bit back. Yeah, lock wing. Here we go. If I'm going that way, there's nothing here. You can't see that, can you? From here you can see it. Elbow, claw. If I go that way straight on, I don't have anything. So from that one, I need to circle the arm and then move. Yeah? So, there's another thing. I don't like to do the hyperextension of the arm and the moving of the body with my own arm, because then I have to be stronger than the other person. So I don't do it with my arm, I circle the arm, I put it close to my body, and with everything I've got, I have hyperextend the arm of the attacker. So one more time. I go this way, or that way, circle and make it tight, and now I move. So the moving is with my feet and my body and not with just my arm. Yeah? So from there, and then we go to the knee strike. And if you do that knee strike, you walk straight on into the next technique, which is cross twigs. From here, we go to cross twigs. Yeah? Left knee, step, and another step. This one. And one more step actually, because otherwise we don't end up where we need to be. Elbow, this one, there. From here we go to knee and to cross twigs. Can you still see them? You're out of sight now. Okay. Cross twigs. If I try to pull in cross twigs, I'm stepping with my left foot slightly off angle. I'm stepping towards 1 o'clock, not to 12 o'clock, because I do know already that I want to turn clockwise. So I step to 1 o'clock. But if I try to pull her with this, she's very friendly because she's coming along. But if she doesn't, it's not going to happen. Because in this way, I don't have much power. In this way, I do have power. So I do make a slight adjustment with my weight, and I pull her. Now I have power. And the moment she comes forward is the moment I put my elbow out there for her to walk into it. From there, we go this way, elbow, knee. Not too much to that, but the way you get there is important. Make sure you do, once you can train with partners again, make sure you have someone stand there and make them stay there. Don't come along until you make, unless you make them. And make sure and feel how can you create power in that pull over there. And I'm sure that you can make power. If you lift your elbows, you can make power. If you just lift your wrists and let the shoulder do all the work, it's not going to work, because that's a relatively small muscle that's doing this. And this one is with the biceps and shoulder, and all the muscles here, they do that. If you lift your groceries from the store home, those are the muscles. I never walk home with my groceries like this. If I would do that, then these muscles would be very strong as well, but they're not. So, pull, knee to there. Yeah? Okay. Have we still got the angle under which we're doing that? If we're starting that way, then this technique is going to be done to 10:30 on the clock. That's 12, we're going to 10:30 with this technique. So, pull, swing the arm over, overhead inward elbow, 2 palm heels, followed by claws in the kidneys, and at the same time, knee to floating ribs or whatever target is available. And we go to a horse stance on the diagonal. Next technique, wings of silk. Wings of silk, what I see people do there, and it's probably in the manual, I don't even know, but I see all kinds of things before the technique, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I like to go straight in. So if I'm grabbing that technique, I'm not first going this way before I'm going that way. If that is the way I want to go, and that is the way I'm going to go. The element of surprise is important. If I make a move this way first and then I move that way, then she will be warned I'm going to move in one way or the other. I like it very, very sudden. Suddenly, straight in, this hand goes into the, what do you call that, the groin area, push down the leg. This elbow is going towards the face and straight in to the hyperextension of the elbow again. If you do that hyperextension of the elbow, make sure you go this way. Don't go down too much, because if you've got a very smart attacker, and I've got a very smart attacker, if I go downwards, she might make a roll. If she rolls out, then she's gone. If I do it slightly upward, she can never make a roll. Yeah? So hit upward for that technique. That was Wings of Silk. We've got 2 more techniques, and then there's enough chance to ask probably some questions. Or we can go on with the few techniques that are in long free, that are not in short free. But from Wings of Silk we go to Conquering Shield. Conquering Shield, from the 1:30 o'clock position, someone comes in and grabs you with a left grab by the collar. As usual, we do a check. We always check. We make an inward block against the arm, and at the same time we kick. To the right leg is in the menu. I learned the technique against the left leg because I got short legs, and my instructor has short legs as well. So we always use the front leg, which is his right leg. And we didn't use a ball kick, but we used an instep kick, sweep kick, because of a better chance to actually hit the target. So from here, okay. But I don't care about a ball kick against the back leg, which is the right leg either, no problem. With a tall attacker, I cannot reach that leg. So then go for the front leg. But you kick one of those legs anyway. So from here, if you go down here, upward, and that one. Okay? So that's what we do. We go down, we go up, and we make a claw. But if you go down, if I go down there, her head yanks towards me, quite sudden. And I want to catch that. I don't want to. Her head came towards me, and now everything is stable again, and now I'm going to hit her. Why would I do that? So from here, I go. Her head will come towards me, straight in. And from that one, I strike. Notice my strike, it's not going this way, because this way I'm not touching anything. Even if I'm touching it, it's going to ruin her makeup, but that's all. I'm not actually striking her. So with the palm of my hand on the nose, and then the claw comes to ruin the makeup. So first you strike with this one on the nose, and then the claw. Not just downward. Inward and then downward. So check, block, kick, down, up, strike, and down. Yes? That was Conquering Shield. We're going to move on to Striking Serpent's Head. So if we are here, we're going for Striking Serpent's Head. In the manual, Striking Serpent's Head comes from the same diagonal. If I am at a tournament, I always make it from 12 o'clock. Why? Because I don't want to be all there and people are not even going to see me. The judges are not going to see me. So I change that and I go this way. And I can make that last punch straight towards the judges, whatever you like. But if you do that technique, make sure you catch the attacker in a forward bow stance. Because if a hand attacks me and I step in a neutral bow, she's going to walk straight over me. And if I go to forward bow, I'm stable. Because I need to be able to catch that wave. In the last friendship camp we did, I think, what was it, Matt Snell's seminar with the elbow. That was even better. But still, you need a lot of, you need a good position to be able to stop that. So if she comes in, I can do that with the elbow, and the other elbow, and whatever I like. But at least do it with a forward bow. So where were we? We were at Conquering Shield, and now, in my case, from 12 o'clock, the attacker comes in and I step to forward bow. Forward bow, strike towards the back of the head or the temple, grab the hair, pull back, punch. Again, in tournament situations I usually go here, which of course is not realistic because I would have to penetrate the neck and go all the way through, come out at the end, which is not possible. Just make a short strike if you like. But make it below your hand. I see a lot of people striking there, but if this is her hair, and I'm pulling it that way, and I'm striking above my head, my own hand, there's nothing there. Because the face is pulled down, and the neck, or the throat, is here. You know? So, one more time. From this one, we step back, forward bow, pull back, strike, and close. Okay. A few times from the top, 1 or 2 times, and then some questions, and then I think we're running out of time already. So, from the top.